Okay, good evening everyone. Am I audible? Hello.
Audible, sir.
Oh, so in last class we have discussed that different allocations, and in which I discussed equal allocation, then proportional allocation, and the next one is optimum allocation. And in optimum allocation we have seen that Niemann allocation. So how this type means how the question will come in the exam or your prelims and such that, like, for we will say that, for example, suppose question is like, it was came in the IARI PhD also. So if a stratified random sample of size 45 is to be selected by Niemann allocation, is to be selected by Niemann allocation for a population with n1 is given, n1 is 150, n2 is 350, s1 square is given 4, and s2 square is given 9. Now then the number of units to be selected from the first stratum. It is asking that number of units to be selected from first stratum. How we will solve this? Who will tell how we will solve this? This is n. So what is the formula of under Niemann allocation? So under Niemann allocation, the formula is this: Ni is equal to n upon summation NISI into NISI. Okay. So this is the formula: Ni is equal to n upon summation NISI into NISI. Okay. So this information is all the information is given. Now I have to calculate n1. So N1 is what? 45 into NISI means N1 and N1 S1. N1 is 150 and S1 is 2 divided by summation of NISI. So we will calculate here multiplication NISI. What is SI here? 2 and 3. So N1 S1, this is 300, and 3 into 1050. So we will add here 300 plus 1050. Okay, so this will be the answer of this 300 3. This will be the answer of this question, and 5 3 1. So we will solve this, we will simplify this, and this will be 10. Okay, so this is n1 is equal to 10. So directly I can tell that what will be the n2? This will be 45 minus 10, that is 35. Okay, so we are making two strata, and from that, from first stratum we are selecting 10 sample, and from second we are selecting 35, and total sample size is 45. Okay, you can calculate n2 also. N2 is same, 45 n into n2s1. N2s1 is, see here, n2s1 n2s2, sorry, n2s2 is 1050 divided by total is 1350. Okay, from here we can calculate this, that will come 35. Okay, got it? Any doubt in this? So this type of question will come in the examination from the allocation point of view. or they can ask directly the variance formulas. Okay, now we will move to the next, that is for cost. So in stratified sampling, if we have seen that the cost function is C is equal to C0 plus summation of I is equal to 1 to K Ci Ni. And C is what? Total cost. C0 is overhead cost and Ci is particular stratum wise cost. So variance of Y bar ST is minimum for fixed cost. Variance of Y bar ST is minimum for fixed cost, and fixed cost, so we have to fix the cost. So here Ni will be proportional to NISI divided by under root Ci. So this is the function. You have to remember this. After that, you can directly calculate the value of this Ni by putting Ni is equal to lambda NISI upon under root Ci. Okay, it's like we can calculate, then we will put summation just like earlier. I is equal to 1 to K and summation NISI upon under root Ci. I is equal to 1 to K. So this is lambda. Lambda is equal to N upon summation I is equal to 1 to K NISI upon under root Ci. Okay, so I can put the value of lambda here. So I will get Ni is equal to N upon summation I is equal to 1 to K NISI upon under root Ci into NISI under root Ci. So what is the difference here? We are just dividing under root Ci. That is our stratum per stratum cost. Just we have to remember that Niemann allocation. In Niemann allocation, it was Ni is equal to N upon summation NISI into NISI. So just if you divide Ci, so you will get this Ni in case of fixed. In case of, we have to minimize the variance for fixed cost. Okay, so the case is we have to minimize the variance in case of fixed cost. So this is our case. That's I think third one case. Variance of Y bar ST is minimum for fixed cost. Okay, so after putting this value Ni into the variance, we will get the variance of this, and we will get the variance of this. So I can write variance of Y bar ST optimum allocation, and for fixed, this is for minimize the variance for fixed cost. So it will I will get this variance I is equal to 1 to K WISI under root Ci into the bracket I is equal to 1 to K WISI upon under root Ci, and next portion will be remain same, 1 upon N summation I is equal to 1 to K WISI. Okay, so this is variance in under which case minimize the variance for the fixed cost. Okay, so this you have to remember that what is the concept behind this for the fixed cost. Okay, now we will with this we have completed our allocations, and I told you that how which type of question can come in the examination. So they, like this question, they can give cost also for each strata. So cost C1 C2 is also given, so they can ask N1 N2 likewise. Okay, now we will see that there is one comparison. You have to remember directly that if the terms like 1 upon Ni, if we ignore from the variance formula, ignore from variance. So the relation between variance of y bar st Niemann allocation, under Niemann allocation, variance of y bar st under proportional allocation, and variance of y bar under random sampling. Usually we use simple random sampling without replacement. So there is, we have to remember this relation, that we will get variance of y bar st minimum, variance of y bar st proportional, and less than equals to variance of y bar random sampling. So directly they can ask this relation. They can change the sign here and they can ask. And if they ask theoretically a question, theoretical question, then they can ask that if if we have a relationship between variance of the variance between Niemann allocation, proportional allocation, and so they can ask that which allocation or which one is more efficient. So as this the variance is limit minimum of this, so this one is Niemann allocation is more efficient. Okay, so this is the one important relation. Now next one is number of strata. Number of strata means decision about number of strata depends on two factors. Depends on two factors. So basically, we have to define that how many number of strata we will make according to the our population and according to our sample size. So how many strata we have to make, that is depend on two factor. First one is the means how this variance of y bar st means variance depends on number of strata, depends on number of strata. Okay, so this variance of y bar st, if we see the formula, that I is the variance formula is what? I is equal to 1 to k 1 upon n wi si square. So this is dependent on number of strata. See, k is there. So the how variance is dependent on number of strata. Second condition is second factor is how the cost is dependent. Cost depends on number of strata. So if we see the cost function, c is equal to c0 plus I is equal to 1 to k ci, and what is that? I forget that what is ci into ni, sorry, ci ni. So this is also dependent on number of strata. Cost will increase as the number of strata will increase. Likewise, and this depends on the variance and the cost. Means how this variance is dependent on the number of strata and how the cost is dependent on number of strata. On the basis of this, we can define our number of strata. So first one is stratification has been done with respect to the variable. So first, how to make this strata? Stratification, by doing stratification. So for stratification, we will make stratification with respect to our variable, study variable, that is our uh, stratification with respect to our study variable. Okay, so what is our study variable? That is, suppose yield I am going to study. So this is my study variable, and this study variable will follow rectangular distribution. throughout the range of means I is equal to 1 to k. If we are going to make k strata, so this will follow a rectangular distribution. And what is the variance of rectangular distribution? Anyone? What is the variance in case of rectangular distribution?
N square minus 1 divided by 12.
N square minus 1 divided by 12. This is rectangular, discrete rectangular or continuous?
Discrete.
And what is continuous?
Continuous b minus a square divided by 12.
Okay. So if and I have this I, means I is what our number of strata. So if I make this number, so here I will, if I ignore this what we call FPC, then we will get here variance of random sampling I square by 12n. You will see this on we will see this in systematic sampling also. I square upon 12n, and sy square is I square upon 12. So this is what that MSE of by character under study, and this is variance of random sampling I square upon 12n. Now if we assume there is k strata, so this s square yi will be I square upon 12 k square. So this there is a derivation behind this. I am not going for that because it's too lengthy and all. So assuming now k strata, and each of its width will be I upon k, because we are making, suppose this k number of strata k are there, and all this sample size will be I, means here 1 2 3 number of strata will be there, and n1 n2 likewise will be stratum size. So this each of the width will be I upon k. Now if we see that for optimum for this optimum allocation, variance of y bar st, here this will be variance of y bar random sampling upon k square. So this is important part, that they can ask that uh, variance of y bar st will decrease at the rate of, variance of y bar st will decrease at the rate of 1 by k square, and k is what? K is what? Number of strata. So this is the relationship between variance of y bar st under optimum allocation and variance of random sampling. So this with, if we compare the variance with respect to number of strata, that is k, so we can say that it will reduce, it will decrease at the rate of 1 by k square. Okay, so that is important. Now for the cost function portion, for determining the optimum number of sample, optimum number of strata from the point of view of cost. Cost. So we will consider a cost function c is equal to c0 plus suppose k c1 and n c2. This is my cost function. C is total cost, c0 is overhead cost, and what is c1? C1 cost per stratum. Suppose this is fixed cost. C1 means this is my, suppose this is a stratum. So the make cost of making each and every stratum is C1. And C2 is what? Cost per sampling unit. Means it is a cost here. Unit sampling units will be there from which we will select the sample. So this is the select, means this is the cost to that to get that sampling unit. So this is cost per sampling unit. Now optimum value of k and n we can find like number of strata are k is equal to twice c minus c0 upon 3 c1. So this direct they can ask in the exam. Twice c minus c0. C is total cost, C0 is overhead cost, and C1 is cost per stratum. So this is number of strata. And similarly, sample size we can calculate n is equal to C minus C0 upon 3 C2. So remember these two formulas, this is important. Number of samples n is equal to C minus C0 upon 3 C2. Okay, so this is important regarding your number of strata. Now, second, next is there is one important concept collapsing of strata. किसी को पता है what is collapsing of strata? Anyone? Manju. Collapsing of strata. Okay, no problem.
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. So suppose in case of when population is extremely heterogeneous, when population is extremely heterogeneous. For example, if I say example, there is one district and in which variety of peoples are there. Okay, means too many castes are there, too many religions people are there in particular district. So the population is heterogeneous. Means if I say there is Hindu also, there is Muslim also, there is Jews also, Christian also, like we can say other regions, religions, like too many regions are there and they are living in particular district. So this, I can say this district is heterogeneous. So it may be desirable to have large number of strata. So we will make large number of strata to make it homogeneous. Our main motto in stratification is what? We will make homogeneous stratas. So we will make, so we have to desirable to have a large number of strata. Large number of strata we have to make. For this, stratification is carried to the extent that only one unit is selected. So from अभी हम stratification इतना ज़्यादा कर देंगे इसमें that we will get only one sample from one strata, only one sample. So means we will make so many strata so that we will only get only one unit will be selected from each strata. So what will be the disadvantage here? If there is only one unit, then what will variability will be? There is no variability. We cannot calculate variance for single unit. isn't it? So one unit is selected for each stratum. In such case, it will be not be possible to estimate the variance of the estimated mean. So it is not possible to estimate variance of the estimated mean of the mean. So we can say that variance of y bar st we cannot estimate. So for this, what we will do, we will find the approximate variance, estimate of variance by using, by grouping together the pairs of strata. Okay, so we have to group this like in two groups, pairs. We will make the pairs of this, and this technique is known as collapsing of strata. Got it? Any doubt?
सर एक बार हिंदी में थोड़ा सा समझा दीजिए फिर से।
ओके, सपोज एक कोई पॉपुलेशन है वो दैट इज वेरी मच हेट्रोजीनियस, मतलब उसमें बहुत ज्यादा हेट्रोजिनिटी है। लाइक मैंने एक बोला कि एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट है उसमें बहुत सारे रिलीजन के लोग रहते हैं, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, ज्यूज, क्रिश्चियन, और भी बहुत सारे जितने भी, मतलब हम जितने भी हमारे सपोज दुनिया में जितने भी रिलीजन है, सारे रिलीजन के लोग एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया में रह रहे हैं, तो दैट पॉपुलेशन इज हेट्रोजीनियस। सो उसके लिए अब हमको, अगर हमको इस होमोजीनियस स्ट्रेटा बनाने हैं तो क्या करना पड़ेगा, बहुत ज्यादा नंबर ऑफ स्ट्रेटा, मतलब जितने रिलीजन होंगे उतने ही स्ट्रेटा बनाएंगे हम टू मेक पॉपुलेशन होमोजीनियस। उसके बाद हम ऐसा इतने एक्सटेंट तक हम उसको नंबर ऑफ स्ट्रेटा हमारे बन जाएंगे कि हमको एक एक ही सैंपल लेना पड़ेगा सारे स्ट्रेटा से। ओके, सपोज मैंने सपोज यहाँ पे 50 रिलीजियंस के लोग हैं, 50 रिलीजियंस के लोग एक ही डिस्ट्रिक्ट में रह रहे हैं और ये इनका पॉपुलेशन है 5000। तो मैं उनको रिलीजन को मैं ऐसे डिवाइड करूंगा, एक एक रिलीजन का एक एक सब ग्रुप बनाऊंगा, मतलब स्ट्रेटा बनाऊंगा। फ्रॉम देयर वी विल सेलेक्ट ओनली वन सैंपल, सो 50 विल बी माय सैंपल साइज, 1 1 1 1 फॉर फ्रॉम ईच रिलीजन। सपोज मैंने सेलेक्ट किया, तो उससे क्या डिसएडवांटेज है, उसका डिसएडवांटेज क्या हो सकता है कि इससे हमको वेरिएबिलिटी एस्टिमेट नहीं होगी, क्योंकि एक अगर कोई पॉपुलेशन यूनिट सिंगल यूनिट है तो उसका वेरिएंस हम नहीं निकाल सकते हैं। फॉर दैट वी हैव टू मेक ग्रुपिंग ऑफ दिस स्ट्रेटा, हम दो दो के ग्रुप बना लेंगे उनको। ठीक है, दो दो के ग्रुप बनाने से क्या होगा, दो दो यूनिट सेलेक्ट होंगी। नाउ वी कैन एस्टिमेट द वेरिएंस। ओके, सो दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कोलैप्सिंग ऑफ स्ट्रेटा। अभी समझ में आया?
यस सर, थैंक यू
Okay.
सर।
Now if okay, now suppose for that ni is equal to, ni will be, for this collapsing of strata ni will be 1, isn't it? So ni will be 1 and I is equal to 1 to k, from k strata ni की वैल्यू 1 होगी। तो directly they can ask this value that what will be the sample size in case of, what will be the sample size of selecting from each strata, that is only 1, and they can ask the variance of y bar st in case of collapsing of strata. So we will put the value of ni is equal to 1. The formula of variance is I is equal to 1 to k wi square 1 minus fi si square by ni. Okay, they can ask in any of the format, they can ask in optimum allocation, equal allocation, likewise. And then if I write I is equal to 1 to k wi square 1 minus Ni upon capital Ni, Si square upon Ni. So I will put the value of Ni is equal to 1. So I is equal to 1 to k Wi square 1 minus 1 upon Ni into Si square. Okay, so this can be the format. This can be the format of this variance of y bar st in case of collapsing of strata. And I minus 1 upon 1. Okay, so this is the format. Now you can also simplify with putting the value of Wi, that is Ni upon n. So you can also simplify this, but this is the case. We will put Ni is equal to 1 and we will get the variance in case of collapsing of strata. Okay, got it. Now there is one another concept that is post stratification. So they can ask theoretical question from this portion. Post stratification. So what is the concept? Usually in stratified sampling, we pre-assume that the stratum size and the sampling frame is of each stratum is available. Now, question is, what is sampling frame? What is sampling frame? Anyone?
A complete list of sampling units.
So this is for sample or this is for population? Sampling frame is for sample or for population?
Sample.
It is for
Population,
population.
sir.
So this is a complete and up to date list of sampling units. What is the meaning of sampling units? ये जो अच्छा मुझे एक चीज बताओ, ये पॉपुलेशन है और ये सपोज मैंने यहाँ से सैंपल सेलेक्ट किया, ठीक है। यहाँ पे सपोज 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, क्या मैं इन 10 यूनिट्स को सैम्पलिंग यूनिट्स बोल सकता हूँ? या फिर हमने यहाँ से सपोज ये मेरी सिलेक्टेड यूनिट्स है 3 4 5 6, ये 4 यूनिट सेलेक्ट हुई यहाँ से, थर्ड फोर्थ फिफ्थ सिक्स, तो इनको हम क्या बोलेंगे? इनको भी सैम्पलिंग यूनिट बोलेंगे? बोलो।
ऐसे पॉपुलेशन यूनिट हो सकता है।
अच्छा, और कोई? और कोई आंसर? So I am telling that it is a complete and up-to-date list of sampling unit. So this is wrong or right? बोलो।
Sir, write sampling frame like voter list.
तो हम इसको सैम्पलिंग यूनिट बोलेंगे या पॉपुलेशन यूनिट बोलेंगे?
Sir, population unit होना चाहिए। Population unit, sir.
और कौन? एक मिनट, मंजू, आर यू देयर? मंजू, मंजू टेल मी। sampling unit. Okay. Actually, basically, why we are telling this, that so these are samples, because these are the unit which is going to select in the sample. So we can say sampling frame is a complete and up to date list of the sampling unit of the population. From that we will select the sample. Okay, so this is for population. Sampling frame is of population. For example, voter list. So suppose there is a voter list of one village and it should be complete. It should be complete. It should be up to date. Why this should be complete? This should be up to date to avoid errors. Like suppose in 2018 there is one election, and in 2019 there is also one election, and there are 1,000 farmers or 1,000 voters are there in one particular villages in 2018. So this is the list of 2018. But in 2018, after election, some may migrate, some may die, and some new voters may be also there. Okay. Likewise, too many conditions can be there. So to avoid the errors, so this list should be up to date, isn't it? So this list should be up to date. And in 2019, suppose there are 1,012. The 12 is plus. So to avoid the error, we have to make this complete and up to date list. That is of this is known as sampling frame. Now, I was there at post certification. So in stratified sampling, we assume that we know stratum size. We know that stratum size is known N1, N2, N3, N4. And sampling frame of each. So for this stratum, what is the sampling frame? All the units of this. Suppose there are 10 units. Like here also 12 units. Like here 15 units. 9 units. So we pre-assume that we know stratum size and sampling frame of in each stratum is available. But when sampling frame in each stratum is not known, sampling frame from each stratum is not known, so we don't know that sampling frame. For example, in voter list, the age of individual voter is available. The age of individual voter is available. Suppose there are 1,000 voters and each and every voter's age is there in the list. But there is list of voters belonging to different age group is not available. List of voters belongings to different age group is not available. So this is not a complete sampling frame. So we know that each and every means 1,000 voters is there and 1,000 age is also there, but we don't know that at 18, suppose from 18 the voting is started, 18 to 25 we make a group, 25 to 35 we make a group, 35 to 45 if we make a equal interval, so this is how many different 7, so 35 7 32, like we can make 32 too. Likewise we can make a group and we don't know the age, how many voters are there in particular group. So in such situation, it is not possible to know in advance which stratum a sampling unit belongs to. Now these are the this is the population, this is village, and we make a group according to the age group. Okay, according to the age group I have made the strata. For example, I suppose I write 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 35 to 40, and 40 to 45. Likewise I made different groups. Okay, but there is no information regarding this in the sampling frame. So what is the problem here? I cannot know that, suppose I have the samples and I cannot know that from which sampling, from which stratum this particular voter is belongs. Okay, so what we will do, we will directly select the sample from this village. 10,000 populations are there. I will select 100 sample first. I will select 100 sample first. Now 100 sample, I know the age of each age of each voter I know, and after doing this, I can classify that this is belongs to this particular strata, this is belong to this particular strata. Okay, suppose there is 50 samples from 1000. I have taken 50 sample size. So I can easily see that this particular person 50, that 1 2 3, likewise 50 persons will be there, and suppose this is its age, his age is 25, so I can classify this into this group. Okay, his age is 30 32, so I can classify in this group. So by this we can make, first we will select the sample and then we will classify into the particular stratum, so that is known as post stratification. ओके, समझ में आया कॉन्सेप्ट? So this is known as post stratification. Any doubt in this? बोलो. It is also known as stratification after selection of sample. Stratification after selection of sample. Okay, any doubt? Okay, is there any doubt? No doubt. And so I will move to the next sampling method. So with this we have completed our stratified sampling.
सर वो तो तब वो सैम्पलिंग यूनिट और पॉपुलेशन यूनिट वो थोड़ा सा बता दीजिए.
Which one?
सर वो सैम्पलिंग यूनिट होगा या पॉपुलेशन यूनिट?
इसको हम सैम्पलिंग यूनिट ही बोलेंगे क्योंकि हम we have having populations and from this we are going to select the sample. So this is the list of complete and up to date list of sampling units. Sampling units, that units which are selected, which are going to be select from the population. Okay.
यस सर. सर नीचे वाले को सैम्पलिंग यूनिट बोलेंगे लेकिन ऊपर वाले को
इसको
पॉपुलेशन. यस सर.
इसको नहीं, इसको पॉपुलेशन यूनिट्स बोलेंगे और इसको let me just a minute. No, it is a sampling units which we have to select from the population. and this will be population units, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a complete and up to date list of sampling unit. Sampling units जो हम population से select करेंगे. Okay, so that should be the complete and up to date list sampling frame. Now we will move to the next method, that is cluster sampling. First, I will cover important.
सर ये जो पोस्ट स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन में हमने डायरेक्ट पॉपुलेशन से सैंपल निकाले हैं,
हाँ
वो सिंपल रैंडम सैम्पलिंग से निकालते हैं हम।
हाँ, सिंपल रैंडम सैम्पलिंग से वी विल मेक। एक्चुअली यहाँ पे भी हम क्या कर रहे हैं, पहले ये पॉपुलेशन है, ठीक है, यहाँ हम स्ट्रेटा बना रहे हैं। स्ट्रेटा बनाने के लिए कोई सैम्पलिंग मेथड यूज नहीं करना है। स्ट्रेटा बनाए, उसके बाद हम सैंपल ले रहे हैं फ्रॉम ईच स्ट्रेटा, दैट इज ऑफ बाय यूजिंग सिंपल रैंडम सैम्पलिंग विदाउट रिप्लेसमेंट। ठीक है, यहाँ से मैंने सैंपल लिए। सो दिस इज स्ट्रेटा, दिस इज सैंपल्स, and capital N1, capital N2, capital N3, capital N4 सपोज। सो यहाँ से N1, N2, N3, N4 का मैं सैंपल्स लूंगा। लेकिन पोस्ट स्ट्रैटिफिकेशन में क्या होगा, पॉपुलेशन से मैंने डायरेक्ट सैंपल लिया n साइज का, दैट विल बी इक्वल्स टू N1 प्लस N2 प्लस N3 प्लस N4। ओके, फिर इसके बाद जो हमारा सैंपल है उनकी हम वैल्यूज को हम क्लासिफाई करेंगे, स्ट्रेटिफाई करेंगे डिफरेंट स्ट्रेटा में। ये ग्रुप में पहले ही बना लूंगा, लेकिन हमें पता होगा कि दैट बिकॉज वी डोंट नो द एज ग्रुप। यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल, रिमेंबर दिस एग्जाम्पल, आई डोंट नो दिस एज ग्रुप, दैट विच सैंपल इज बिलोंग्स टू which bottle is belongs to which group, but I know individual age, the age of individual voter। ठीक है, अभी 1000 सैंपल्स, 1000 वोटर लिस्ट की एज ग्रुप को क्लासिफाई करना डिफिकल्ट है ना। 1000 को क्लासिफाई करना डिफिकल्ट है, बट जो मैं सैंपल ले रहा हूं उसको मैं इजीली क्लासिफाई कर सकता हूं मेरे पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रेटा में। ठीक है, 1000 की पॉपुलेशन है एंड मैंने 50 का सेलेक्ट किया, तो 50 का इजी है एज ग्रुप पता करना। तो हम बाद में बोल सकते हैं कि दिस यूनिट इज बिलोंग्स टू दिस स्ट्रेटा, दिस यूनिट इज बिलोंग्स टू दिस एज ग्रुप, दिस यूनिट इज बिलोंग्स टू दिस एज ग्रुप, दिस इज बिलोंग्स टू दिस एज ग्रुप। सो this concept is used in means when we go for the survey। Okay, got it, Gaurav?
ओके सर।
Now we will move to the cluster sampling। So basically it is also known as area sampling। So basically the population is there, this is population, and we will make, just like strata, we will make clusters। We will make clusters, and after getting the means after making the cluster, we will select a sample of cluster, sample of cluster। सपोज एक क्लस्टर मैंने सेलेक्ट किया, सपोज, और दो भी कर सकता हूँ, एंड सेलेक्ट आफ्टर मीन्स after selecting this cluster we will study all the units of the selected cluster। See the difference in stratified and cluster। Stratified में हमने क्या किया था, we have made the strata and we have taken sample from each and every strata। But यहाँ पे हम क्या कर रहे हैं, we are making clusters and after clustering we are taking the sample of cluster। I am not taking the sample of units, I am taking sample of cluster, then this, or and after that these are my sampling size. ओके, सो यहाँ पे जितनी भी यूनिट होंगी इस पर्टिकुलर क्लस्टर में, दैट विल बी माय सैंपल साइज. गॉट इट? So generally clusters are made up of neighboring units. Clusters are made up of neighboring units, and the smallest unit is known as element. जैसे suppose I am doing a forest survey. Okay, I am doing a forest survey. There are too many trees, like, so what I will do to reduce the cost of survey, I will make the cluster of neighboring trees. Okay, so this will be our clusters. So I can say that clusters are homogeneous. Homogeneous within and heterogeneous between. Suppose यहाँ पे for this particular area में I can say basically in one forest one kind of trees will be there. For just I am telling that this trees are different, these trees are different, so we are making clusters on the basis of neighboring units. Okay, so this is the basic setup of cluster sampling. So number of elements in each cluster, and for more efficiency of cluster sampling, two conditions are there. First one is number of elements in a cluster should be small. Second one is number of clusters should be large. क्या मतलब है? सीधे सीधे हम बोल सकते हैं कि if I write in Hindi, then we can say छोटे साइज के क्लस्टर बनाने हैं लेकिन ज्यादा क्लस्टर बनाने. Small size cluster, see number of elements in the so you can remember छोटे क्लस्टर ज्यादा क्लस्टर. So छोटे साइज के क्लस्टर बनाने हैं and number of clusters should be large to get a more efficiency. And second thing, third point is also there, that this clusters should be, remember the difference, clusters should be heterogeneous within and homogeneous between. ठीक है, this is the difference, this point is important. अभी कोई पूछेगा what is the nature of clusters? So clusters are naturally homogeneous within and heterogeneous between, but for greater efficiency, for better efficiency, clusters should be heterogeneous within and homogeneous between. So this is important point. Nature, as if we see that nature wise हम cluster बना रहे हैं नेबरिंग यूनिट से, तो उनका टेंडेंसी क्या होगी? उनकी टेंडेंसी होगी कि होमोजीनियस क्लस्टर्स होंगे. लेकिन फॉर बेटर एफिशिएंसी वी हैव टू मेक क्लस्टर्स सच दैट that they should be heterogeneous within. Units should be heterogeneous within and homogeneous between. We will see by formula also. So if we say that from the point of statistical efficiency, cluster sampling is less efficient. If we say that statistical efficiency point of view, cluster sampling less efficient than simple random sampling due to usual tendency in a cluster to be similar. Okay, so because of this clusters may be less efficient. But if we say that this loss of efficiency may be balanced by reduction in cost. So cost means actually क्लस्टर हम बना रहे हैं किसके बेसिस पे, नेबरिंग यूनिट्स के बेसिस पे. सो हमको कॉस्ट इसमें कम लगेगी. सो उससे क्या होगा कि हमारी जो लॉस ऑफ एफिशिएंसी है ड्यू टू सिमिलर यूनिट्स वो हमारी बैलेंस हो जाएगी. सो वी कैन से दैट if we see that efficiency of cluster sampling per unit cost may be more than SRS. Okay, so this is the case. Efficiency per, if we see the cost function also, so the cluster sampling may be more efficient than the simple random sampling. So here what is our sampling unit? In cluster sampling, what is our sampling unit? So our clusters are sampling units because we are making clusters, and after that we are selecting the cluster as a sample. Then and we will make a complete enumeration of all the unit of the selected clusters. Okay, so sampling unit is cluster. Now, when we will use this cluster sampling conditions, when we will use this, when the sampling frame is not available. First one is sampling frame is not available. एक कोई सर्वे कर रहे हैं जिसमें सैम्पलिंग फ्रेम पता ही नहीं है, तो हम क्या करेंगे, क्लस्टर्स बना लेंगे. फिर क्लस्टर बना के एक क्लस्टर सेलेक्ट करेंगे और उसकी यूनिट्स को स्टडी करेंगे, और इट इज़ वेरी कॉस्टली टू क्रिएट. Okay. Permission I told you. Now, so suppose this is my population and I am taking this n m units are there. These are clusters. And these are, I am taking, consider equal cluster size, m units, After that, this is suppose ith cluster. Okay, so how many clusters will be there? N clusters. Total population size is nm. Now I will select clusters with SRSWOR. Suppose these are selected cluster and size of cluster is m. So 1, 2, and n clusters are selected. And after select this is sample, and we will study all the unit of the selected clusters. So this is the setup, or this is the setup of cluster sampling. So I am considering equal cluster size. So we can say that this is my population size nm, and we will select small nm. Okay, this is sample and this is population. Now we will see notations in this sampling, because notations are important. First one is n, denotes the number of clusters in the population. Second one is small n, number of clusters in the sample. Then mi. Mi is what? Number of elements in ith cluster. मतलब क्लस्टर साइज होगा ये, ठीक है, ith क्लस्टर का क्लस्टर साइज. If I write mo, that is summation I is equal to 1 to n mi, this is the total number of elements in the population. In population, क्या है summation mi? Sum of units of all this, m1 plus m2 plus m3, likewise the sum of all the units will be total number of elements in the population. Like I can just a minute, I will share another file. This is complete. Okay, so is it visible now? So this we have discussed that what is m0. So m0 is summation of I is equal to 1 to n mi, that is total number of units or elements in the population. Now I can make m bar, that is mean of these units. So I can write is m0 upon n, or I is equal to 1 to n mi upon n. So this is average number of elements in the population. Average number of elements per cluster. Per cluster कितने number of elements होंगे average? ठीक है, that is m bar. Okay, now yij is the character under study from jth element of ith cluster. कैसे होगा? सपोज दिस इज ith क्लस्टर, यहाँ पे एलिमेंट्स होंगे एंड दिस इज jth एलिमेंट. So this is the yij is the value of jth element of the ith cluster of character under study. Now it is the population mean of ith cluster. कैसे निकालेंगे? इसका साइज कितना है? 1/mi and summation I is equal to 1 to mi yij, isn't it? So this is the population mean of ith cluster. इस ith cluster का population mean. And second thing is population mean of the cluster mean. That is y bar n dot is equal to 1/n summation I is equal to 1 to n yi bar dot. What is this? This is y bar I dot. ठीक है, just a minute again. कैसे सेटअप क्या है? वन, दिस इज आवर क्लस्टर्स. सपोज दिस इज ith क्लस्टर. ठीक है, सो इसका मीन क्या है? इसका मीन क्या होगा? y bar I dot. Why I am writing this dot here? Because we are having different clusters, other cluster. Now population mean of the cluster mean. Cluster mean इसका अगर हम सबका मीन निकालें, यहाँ पे क्या होगा? दिस इज y1 bar, y2 bar, y3 bar, like yi bar, like yn bar. So this will be, and इन सबका मीन अगर निकालेंगे तो कितने क्लस्टर हैं? n क्लस्टर हैं, और summation of this. Okay, got it? So this is the population mean of the clusters mean. Now if we calculate the overall mean, overall population mean, then this will be y bar is equal to 1/m0. m0 क्या है? Total number of elements in the population. Summation I is equal to 1 to n and summation j is equal to 1 to m. मेरे I is equal to 1 to n क्लस्टर है और उसमें m यूनिट्स हैं एक हर क्लस्टर में. So we have to make double summation yij. So this is overall population mean. I can write this also 1/n into mi. ठीक है, I is equal to 1 to n, j is equal to 1 to m yij. So this will be the population mean, and I can remove this m. And m summation I is equal to 1 to n and j is equal to 1 to m yij. So this is overall population mean. Now this overall population mean is equals to y bar n dot when this cluster size are equals. See, if I put this mi here, now if m1 m2 m3 m4 are equals, so this n is, this is 1/n and this is 1/mi. If we calculate this, so this will be population mean of the cluster mean will be equals to the this overall population mean, that is y bar. And for sample, y bar n dot is equal to 1/n summation I is equal to 1 to n yi var dot. Same, just we have to replace capital N by small n. Or we can write it's equal to 1 upon m cap n m summation I is equal to 1 to n, j is equal to 1 to m y I j. Okay, so this is our estimator. So for equal clusters, we will have the mi is equal to m for equal clusters. Mi is equal to m. Now, what will be the unbiased estimator of the population mean? That will be y bar n. So we can write y bar n dot is unbiased estimator of the population mean. Okay, so this is first theorem, unbiased estimator of the population mean. एक मिनट, हाँ, just a minute. Okay, so this is unbiased estimator, and now we will see mean square between elements of the ith cluster. Mean square between the elements of ith cluster. So this Si square. So ith cluster, the size of ith cluster is, suppose this is m minus 1 summation I j is equal to 1 to m, j is equal to 1 to m y I j minus y bar I dot square. Same formula, simple formula is s square is equal to 1 upon n minus 1 summation I is equal to 1 to n y I minus yj square. So same formula is there, just we have to change the notation according to the clusters. Si square is 1 upon m minus 1 summation j is equal to 1 to n by ij minus. So this is clusters mean, ith cluster mean. So this is Si square. Second is mean square within cluster. So this is of ith cluster. ये ith cluster है, उसका मीन स्क्वायर है, ठीक है. एंड दिस इज विद इन क्लस्टर, जो ये जो विद इन क्लस्टर यूनिट्स हैं उनके बीच में SI स्क्वायर, मतलब विद इन क्लस्टर मीन्स S बार W स्क्वायर. सो दिस इज व्हाट मीन स्क्वायर विद इन क्लस्टर, दैट इज 1 अपॉन कितने क्लस्टर्स हैं, n क्लस्टर्स हैं, समेशन I इज इक्वल टू 1 टू n एंड SI स्क्वायर. सो हम सिंपली इसका एवरेज ले रहे हैं यहाँ, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम राइटिंग S bar W square. Okay, so this is mean square within cluster. Third one is mean square between cluster. So this will be between clusters. So this is for ith clusters, this is within, and this is between clusters. Here the units will be there, and units will be there, and this will be the mean square between cluster, and this is SB square. So that is 1 upon n minus 1 summation I is equal to 1 to n y I bar minus y bar overall population mean square. Okay, यहाँ पे इसका मीन क्या होगा, y bar I dot, and इसका भी मीन क्या होगा, सपोज दिस इज 1, दिस इज 2, सो यहाँ पे हम इसके बीच का हमको मीन स्क्वायर निकालना है. So this will be this. SB square is equal to 1 upon n minus 1. I is equal to 1 to n summation this. Okay, so these three are important. Mean square between clusters, and the notations are very important in sampling. Now, if we say that overall mean square, overall population mean square, so this will be capital S square, and total population size is n into m. So nm in minus 1 double summation I is equal to 1 to m, j is equal to 1 to, sorry, I is equal to 1 to n, j is equal to 1 to m, yij minus y bar square. This is overall population mean. Okay. So this is notations. Now we will see variance of y bar n. That is our estimator. So that is our estimator, and the variance of estimator y bar n dot is equal to 1 upon n minus 1 upon capital N SB square. Okay, and its unwise estimator will be variance of y bar n dot, estimator will be 1 upon n minus 1 upon capital N small SB square. This is population with, this is what, between mean square. Okay, between mean square, between clusters mean square. Now we will see important thing, that is efficiency of cluster sampling as compared to SRSWOR. Efficiency of cluster sampling as compared to SRSWOR. So what is the variance of y bar in case of SRSWOR? Tell me. बताओ.
One by small n minus one by capital N S square.
1 upon n minus 1 upon capital N into S square. But in this case, if we see, in case of, now if I this is my population, this is my population size in case of cluster sampling, and from here it is my sample size, isn't it? So if I replace this, so variance of y bar, just to compare, we will make it, similar things. So this is my population size, sample size, minus 1 upon capital N into m S square. Okay, and variance of y bar n dot in case of cluster sampling, so that is 1 upon n minus 1 upon capital N into SB square, isn't it? So we will compare this both. Now I want to find the efficiency of cluster sampling. So efficiency of cluster, if I write, is equal to variance of y bar n, what, variance of y bar n SRSWOR. ओके, यहाँ पे n m हो जाएगा क्योंकि हम we are using this nm size, divided by variance of y bar n dot in case of clusters. So we will get 1 upon m common, 1 upon n minus 1 upon capital N S square upon 1 upon n minus 1 upon capital N SB square. This will cancel out. So we will remain with S square upon m SB square. Efficiency of cluster sampling. most important things. Now see here, it is efficiency is inversely proportional to m and inversely proportional to SB square. What is this m? That is cluster size. So I told you in earlier beginning of the cluster sampling that cluster should be small. Now if this m is small, then efficiency will increase. M is decreased, then efficiency will increase. Okay, so that's why I told you that make small clusters and large numbers. Chote cluster, jada cluster. Okay, then SB square. This is what between cluster variability. Between cluster variability. So this should also small. इसका मतलब क्या है? वेरिएबिलिटी बिटवीन क्लस्टर वेरिएबिलिटी कम है, मतलब वो मोर होमोजीनियस है, isn't it? So between cluster variability कम है, it means cluster should be homogeneous between and heterogeneous within. ठीक है, ये हमने फॉर्मूले से चेक कर लिया। अभी शुरू में मैंने तुमको उससे बताया था। जस्ट अ मिनट, यू कैन से हियर in the beginning that for more efficiency of the cluster sampling, number of clusters in a clusters number of element in a cluster should be small, means small size of clusters, and number of clusters should be large. So छोटे size के ज़्यादा cluster होने चाहिए, and cluster should be heterogeneous within and homogeneous between. So we have seen here also cluster should be heterogeneous within and homogeneous between. So that is the main difference between cluster sampling and stratified sampling. Stratified sample strata should be homogeneous within and heterogeneous between. Just opposite, cluster should be homogeneous between and heterogeneous within. So remember this thing. This question may come like, just a minute, I'll tell you one question that was in ARS, or we can say, you know, on this also IARI PhD also. A population is divided into clusters. The question was like, a population is divided into clusters, and it has been found that all the items within a cluster are alike. The question was, a population is divided into clusters. Okay, and it has been found that all items within clusters are homogeneous. और with all the items within a cluster are alike, मतलब एक जैसे हैं सब. Which of the following sampling procedure would you adopt? And simple random sampling, SRS, cluster sampling, systematic, and stratified. Tell me what will be the answer.
Stratified.
Hmm?
Stratified.
Stratified sampling. So because this is the information is given, don't confuse with this cluster word. They're given knowingly that people will select this cluster sampling, but this is wrong, because the information is given that all the items within cluster are homogeneous or alike. So this is stratified sampling. Okay. Now this type of question will be there in the exam. So efficiency of the cluster sampling, you understand that is S square upon MSB square. And so cluster size should be less, and within this clusters heterogeneity will be there, and between homogeneity will be there, should be there to get more efficiency. But what is the nature of clusters? Nature of cluster is just opposite, that clusters are homogeneous, but it should be actually heterogeneous. Okay. Now there is one important relation between S square, SB square, and within cluster variability. So I am directly writing this n into m minus 1 s square is equal to n into m minus 1 s bar w square plus m into n minus 1 s square b. So nm minus 1 capital S square. So you just remember, don't confuse that which is outside, n or m. So I'm just telling you that start with n. Okay, nm minus 1. So start with n. We will first keep this n outside, then m is coming. So and second time n will outside, and s double with, and this is within and this is between. Got it? Just a minute, I have a call. Okay, so this is relation that nm minus 1. So how to remember this? Actually, they can ask in the question like this relation, and they can change this values, n outside, m inside. So don't get confused. You just start with this n, and we will keep one time outside, and again next time m outside. So the relation is nm minus 1 s square is equal to n into m minus 1 s bar w square plus m n minus 1 s v square. Okay, so this is important relation. So now I can say here also that suppose if I take this side n m minus, sorry, m n minus 1 s b square is equal to n m minus 1 s square minus n into m minus 1 s bar w square. Okay, so see now with this relation also, suppose this s bar w square is increasing. What is this meaning? within cluster variability is increasing. मतलब हम क्या कर रहे हैं, heterogeneity बढ़ा रहे हैं. We are increasing heterogeneity within clusters, isn't it? So SB square will decrease, because if this value will increase, automatically this difference will reduce, this difference. So this difference will reduce, it means this will increase. So we can say this SB square will decrease. So this difference is decreasing, it means SB square is also decreasing, and SB square is decreasing, so relative efficiency will increase. Okay, so we can check here, from here also. See, for that, within should be heterogeneous within. So here we are, what we are doing, we are increasing within cluster variability, with heterogeneity we are increasing. So this it will increase, and then SB square will decrease, and relative efficiency will increase. Okay, so this relation is important, and some important results are also there. That expected value of MSB square is equal to capital S square. So if they ask that what is the unbiased, what will be the unbiased estimator of capital S square in terms of unbiased estimator in terms of between cluster variability. So this MSB square is unbiased estimator of capital S square. Okay, it is not like that expected value of SB square is equal to capital S square. This is wrong. This is not equals. So MSB square is there. Proof is also there, but we are not going for the proof. So MSB square is unbiased estimator of capital S square. Second one, this expected value of S bar W square, means within cluster variability is unbiased estimator of capital S square. So they can ask that unbiased estimator of capital S square in terms of within cluster variability. So this is S bar W. Okay. Now efficiency of cluster sampling in terms of intra-class correlation. Efficiency of cluster sampling in terms of intra-class correlation coefficient. So basic, you know, this basic formula of correlation is covariance between xy upon sigma x, sigma y. So from that we can calculate, and this intra-class correlation, same concept we will use. And after calculating this, we will get another important relation, that is Nm minus 1 S square rho C, that is inter-class correlation coefficient, is equal to M into N minus 1 SB square minus N S bar W square. So again, for remember, you just change this. If you want to calculate this, means if you want to remember with comparison of the earlier relation, Nm minus 1 S square is equal to N m minus 1 s bar w square plus or minus
Plus, sir.
plus
plus plus m n minus 1 s square b. So this is the earlier relation, that is between s square, s bar w square and sb square. Now in terms of interclass correlation, just to remember, n m minus 1 s square, rho c will add one terms, we will add more, and minus n s bar w square. Just to remember that earlier form, in earlier format, minus n s bar w square plus m into n minus 1 sb square. So this second term is same, only changes in this term. Okay, so remember this relation, both the relation are important. So from this we can calculate sb square. From this formula we can calculate sb square, that is between cluster variability. So from here I can calculate nm minus 1 s square 1 plus m minus 1 rho c upon m square n minus 1. Directly they can ask this relation, or they can give the values, they can find the value of sb square. Okay, so these two relation are important. Now if we break our variance of y bar n dot, that is of 1 upon n minus 1 upon capital N sb square, and we put the value of this sb square here in terms of interclass correlation, and after putting the value I will get 1 upon n, that is n minus n into n into n, nm minus 1 1 s square 1 plus m minus 1 rho c upon m square n minus 1. So suppose if I make this n minus n upon capital N into n m minus 1 upon m into n minus 1 s square by n m 1 plus n minus 1 rho c. Okay, so I can break this. This is what? Finite population correction factor. This is contribution due to simple random sampling. Contribution due to simple random sampling, and this is contribution due to cluster sampling. Now they can ask that what is the contribution of variability in cluster sampling due to simple random sampling. So this is the contribution due to simple random sampling. So what is, we usually calculate 1 upon n minus 1 upon capital N s square. Okay, so if we calculate here by putting nm values in small n m and capital Nm, and we will get this variability contribution due to simple random sampling, and this is the contribution due to cluster sampling. Okay, so this is important. Now last thing is in this cluster sampling is estimate. We know that relative efficiency is what? S square upon m sb square. Now if I put the value of sb square here, so that is n m minus 1 s square 1 plus m minus 1 rho c upon m square n minus 1. Okay, so this will cancel out and this terms will go upside, so I will remain, and s square will cancel out, so I will remain m into n minus 1 upon nm minus 1 into the bracket 1 plus m minus 1 rho c. Okay, this is my relative efficiency. Now we'll see if we see this mn minus 1 is just equals to nm minus 1. Just we take this equivalent. So we can say relative efficiency is 1 plus m minus 1 rho c. Okay. Now if relative efficiency is greater than 1, it means cluster sampling is more efficient than simple random sampling. So relative efficiency is more than 1. So if I put this, I put this 1 upon 1 plus m minus 1 rho c is greater than 1. So this will be 1 plus m minus 1 rho c is less than 1. Then m minus 1 rho c is less than 0. It means rho c is less than 0. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? What is the meaning of this? The units should be negatively correlated for more efficiency. अब correlation negative है, मतलब वो unit are more heterogeneous. So that is what we are saying, that cluster should be heterogeneous within. So that is also an important result, that variability within the cluster should be more, and rho, that units which should be negatively correlated. Okay. One last important point of this cluster sampling, that estimate of rho c, that is interclass correlation coefficient in cluster sampling. That is, if I write directly, rho c, estimate of rho c is minus 1 upon nm minus 1. Remember this. How we will calculate this? Just if I tell you that we will write the relation nm minus 1 s square rho c is equal to minus n s bar square plus m into n minus 1 sv square. I want to calculate the estimated value of this. So nm, just I will write nm minus 1 s square expected value of rho c is equal to minus n expected value of s bar w square plus m into n minus 1 expected value of this. We know that msv square here, so msv square. Okay, so remember this, and I know this nm minus 1 s square expected value of rho c is equal to minus n, this is capital S square plus n minus 1 capital S square. ओके, यहाँ से हमको ये एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू ऑफ रो सी मिल जाएगी, दैट इज माइनस एन एम माइनस. ओके, गॉट इट? कोई डाउट? So with this we have completed our cluster sampling. Is there any doubt? So remember this important relation and important result regarding this cluster sampling. Okay. So with this today I am stopping. Tomorrow I will also take class. Okay then.